Wanted to tell you about this morning. Warnings about high blood cholesterol levels because of a poor diet are nothing new. But now new research led by the University of Exeter suggests it's an issue even for children. Dr Andrew Agbaje led the study and is with us this morning. Morning, Andrew.
Good morning.
Lovely to have your company. So what did your research show in layman's terms, in the simplest terms?
Yes. Our research has been based on the Children of the 90s study, which we do know has been ongoing for nearly 3 decades now. A couple of recent research or studies that we recently published include information on diet and its effect on the vascular structure, which we can say maybe vascular damage. And one of those was that poor diet, like diet high in fat and high in sugar, was associated with vascular damage at the age of 17. So diet in childhood, poor diet in childhood. But much more than that, we also discovered that being sedentary as a child increased from 6 hours per day in childhood to about 9 hours per day in adulthood by mid-20s. And that sedentary time cumulatively raised cholesterol level by 70%. And we realized that increase in cholesterol level was associated with a 20% increased risk of heart damage. Very significant.
Yeah, absolutely. And what do increased levels, Andrew, of cholesterol do to us at that sort of age?
Well, normally, during the period of growth from adolescence, let's say from the age of 15 to about 24, the total increase in cholesterol level is about 0.07 millimoles, thereabouts, between 0.07 to 0.08. But being sedentary as a child increased that cholesterol level, contributed 0.05 to the entire 0.07 increase. Yes, millimole per liter. Yeah, that is very significant.
Are you surprised that food choices are having such an issue right from the age of 7?
Yes, because the food choices that children make or parents make for their kids actually affect the metabolic parameters. So when we eat food, we don't draw from our blood the exact food we have just eaten. We have to draw something else. And that's when we draw lipid profile, cholesterol profile, blood sugar level. So those are the outcome or the intermediate that we actually draw. And then we test how does it relate to vascular damage or cardiac damage. So essentially, it is what we eat that actually produces those results. But then there is a factor around us that support what we eat. So when we are physically active, it appears that there is a kind of diet we are predisposed to. When we are sedentary, we are likely to be predisposed to certain kind of diet. So sedentariness appears to be the root of the problem that then contributed to what kind of food we are predisposed to. And then ultimately raises our cholesterol level, raises the fat level, and then begins to damage the vascular structure and damage the heart.
So should we be monitoring cholesterol levels in children? If so, from what age?
Well, there are different approaches to addressing the issue of cholesterol. There are people that are genetically predisposed to high cholesterol level. So those people, as soon as they are born, if their fathers have high cholesterol level and mothers do have, so genetically they are predisposed to high cholesterol level. So as soon as they are born, within 2 years, they need to be checked because of the research that we now have, evidence that we now have that they could develop heart attack even before the age of 20. That's for those that are predisposed to genetically predisposed to high cholesterol level. But for the remaining population, which is the larger population that are not predisposed naturally, of which environmental factor and lifestyle contribute to their cholesterol level, the check in cholesterol need to begin in teenage years, not waiting until 40 years, which our recommendation and guideline actually tells us. Why? Because from the Children of the 90s data, we have seen that between the age of 15 to 17 is the critical moment when cholesterol level begin to damage the heart. 1 out of 5 adolescents who have increased cholesterol level might already have heart problems. So why wait until the age of 40 when actually at the age of 15 to 17, there's a problem already building up? When we wait till the age of 40, what happens is that we can manage the condition, but we can't reverse it. So with the children of the 90s data, we were able to test when is the appropriate time to actually intervene. So we tried to intervene simulatedly at the age of 24. It didn't work out. But when we intervened at the age of 17, we recognized that reversibility was possible. And so we can recommend that cholesterol testing in kids, for those who are not genetically predisposed, should actually begin about the age of 15 to 17. And if they go to the health care center and they test the cholesterol level and everything is okay, then they can come back in 10 years. But if everything is not okay, if the cholesterol level is high, probably they come back in 6 months and check it. If it's still high, then they can be referred to the doctors as early as possible so that an intervention can begin and not wait until 40 years when we start looking for £200,000 to solve a heart problem.
Finally, Andrew, might have some parents listening to this thinking this is just another expert telling us to stop eating chips. What can you say to them to persuade them otherwise?
Parents need to live by example. The children of the 90 data in thousands of children are giving us very important information that we just can't ignore. The reality is that if we do not take our lifestyle very seriously, either it's sedentary time or the kind of food we eat, the children will face the consequence. And these consequences are actually preventable. So we are not trying to say, well, this food is nice. We are just trying to control what you eat. Not so. Yeah, it's good to eat what is nice, but you also need to eat something that makes you healthy. Yes, very important. I think I need to also add that one of the things that we discover from the children of the 90s data is that we have always recommended moderate to vigorous physical activity of 60 minutes per day, but we recognize that it was not sufficient to reverse cholesterol level. Rather, it was light exercise of 3 to 4 hours per day that was able to reverse the effect of sedentary time on increasing cholesterol level. And light exercise are those things that children do, playing in the playground, just jumping up and down. And we always tell them, sit down quietly. But that's very good. So we need to start doing that. Yes.
Get up and move. Andrew, I've got to say, normally I'd be talking to you in Exeter, but you're actually in Finland this morning. Yes. It was minus 7.2 at Exeter Airport today. It's been very cold in Devon this morning. I had to scrape the car before I came to work. Should I be moaning on about it being minus 7.2 compared to where you are?
Well, I think it's very hot where you are. Last night I was riding my bicycle to the store and the feeling was minus 32. This morning the feeling is minus 33. So
minus 33.
Yes. And I can still ride my bike. The interesting thing is that my bike gave me a warning. It's too cold. On the dashboard of my bike, it's too cold. Then I know it's cold.
Do you mean a motorbike or do you mean a pedal bike?
Yes. Okay. A pedelec bike, a motorbike.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say on a normal kind of pedal bike, it'd be like, wow, okay, just slip sliding all over the place. Take care. In minus 33 degrees. It's been lovely to meet you and chat to you this morning. Thank you for your time. It's been great.